Always starts out with the buzzard. Hello. How's it going, friends? Good to see you again. I guess. I don't think this counts as me seeing you, but still good to be here. Thanks for showing up for yourself today. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me and here listening to me talk for an hour, which is always a good time. um, how are you today? I hope you guys are doing well still. Coming to you from the comfort of my own home to what is hopefully the comfort of yours. Um, Today, I want my focus today anyway. Feel free to make it your own. Feel free to put whatever intention you would like on it today. But my intention today is going to be acceptance and accepting what's going on, accepting what's happening, accepting where you are in life, on your yoga mat, wherever you are today. That's okay. And that's what I'm coming to this mat with today by saying, hey, whatever I've got going on, it's okay. And I'm accepting that. So, with that same intention, with that same feeling, whatever today it is for you, we're going to come laying prone on our mat. So that means face down, maybe with our arms down by our sides. I'm going to do face up because it's kind of where I'm at. Just going to receive whatever I can, all the good I can out of this. If you're new and this is your first time with me, welcome. I'm Shea. It's nice to meet you or see you again, whatever. Thanks for showing up. I try to make these classes pretty all levels. I'm going to introduce some new poses today. Some of you, it may be completely new, and some of you, it may be not so new, and you may be kind of familiar with it, which is cool, which is good. So just coming into stillness here, prone on your mat, go ahead and take your head to one side or the other and close your eyes. You don't need to look at me right now or your screen. Just start to breathe. Notice what your breath looks like right now. And then start to just let it evolve. Let it grow. So pulling air in through your nose all the way down your spine, all the way, feeling your belly press into the mat. Feeling maybe your back rise off the mat. And then exhale, pushing it out your nose. All the way out, as much as you can. And then take a big, big breath in. Just fill all the way up and let it go again. Now start trying to inhale and exhale with the same length. So as long as you inhale, try to exhale that same amount. And as you inhale, try to pull your ribs and core in. Try not to let your ribs flare out too much. And then exhale, use your core to push air out your nose. So take a couple inhales and exhales just like that, finding your ujjayi breath, finding that wave breath. If you can feel a little bit of resistance at the back of your throat on every inhale and exhale. Maybe it got a little louder. That's a good thing. Hearing your breath in a yoga practice is not only calming and focusing, but it really does help you in your movements. Helps to guide you. And it helps to steady you, really. These breaths are really great for anxiety, especially prone like this. It just is really grounding. So if you're ever having a moment, just, wherever. I think there's a meme where it's like, do child's pose, even in the grocery store. Maybe not right now, but I like the sentiment. So here we're just going to take 2 inhales and exhales together. So inhale with me, fill all the way up. Exhale, push it out your nose. One more inhale, big, fill all the way up. This time we're going to exhale out our mouth, just really loud, really audibly. Okay, we're going to take that breath one more time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale audibly out through your mouth. Nice. All right, now taking our arms up to goalpost or angel arms or cactus arms or whatever you want to call them. They just kind of look like, arms to a T, but then bend at the elbows. So putting our forehead on the mat so our spine is nice and long, pushing our tailbone to the back of the room and our crown of the head up. Just take a couple breaths here and feel your chest kind of move towards the earth, your shoulders. Inhale, we're going to press into our left shoulder, rising our right arm up off the ground. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to thread the needle. So taking our right arm through our left, underneath of our left armpit, and just laying back down onto our right shoulder. Taking your head and neck just down and relaxing. This isn't like a super big stretch, but your shoulders will thank you later, I promise. You can always make it deeper by pushing into your left arm just a little bit and rolling onto your right shoulder just a little bit more. Inhale, we're going to untangle, release our right arm and bring it back up to the sky. Exhale, take it back down to the earth. Return to your goalpost arms. Opposite side, inhaling, pressing into our right shoulder, lifting our left arm off the ground. Exhale, we're going to thread the needle, taking our left shoulder, left arm under our right. Maybe if you want to take your left arm up and over a little bit further, you can open up your chest a little bit. And just breathing. How's it going? Every inhale, get bigger, and every exhale, just relax into the twist a little bit. So inhale, pressing back into our right shoulder, bringing our left arm up. Exhale, take it back down to the earth. And just feel that twist in both shoulders. Maybe one side was tighter than the other. Just notice what's going on today. Staying in tune with our bodies. Just accepting where we are at today, wherever that may be. Appreciating where we've come from and how hard it took us to get here. So we're going to take it back to a child's pose. So just gently rise up into tabletop on an inhale, and then exhale, press it back. Press your hips back. Press your arms forward. You can have a wide-kneed child's pose or keep your knees together or a little bit in between. Wider is nicer if you have low back issues right now. And just continue to breathe and continue to arrive here on your mat. Maybe taking some gentle movements. Maybe taking one hip crease back at a time and opening up one hip, one inner thigh. Just rolling your forehead back and forth on the ground. Actively keeping a push going with your hands. Trying to send your hips back even further. Coming into some stillness. We're going to inhale, starting to walk our hands towards the right side, finding a stretch in our left side body. So inhale, come up, maybe look forward a little bit. Feel the stretch. Exhale, release your head and neck. Really relaxing into that stretch and breathing into it. So when I say breathe into an area, it usually just means send your energy, send your focus, send maybe even your literal breath to the spot you feel it the most. So keeping a gentle press into our hands to keep our tailbone and our crown, our spine really long. Whenever you're ready, inhaling back through center, walking hands to the left side, feeling a stretch in our right side body. These are so good. I love these. Big inhales and exhales, connecting to your core, really guiding your breath. You control the breath. You control the movements. Inhale, feeling that really long side body. And exhale, sending breath, sending energy and focus to where you feel it the most. Maybe inhaling, looking up just a little bit, feeling that stretch. Exhale, sinking the head and neck back down towards the earth. And inhaling back through center, walking the hands forward again. Take a child's pose just one more time. Pushing into your hands, pushing back with your hips. Inhale, coming up to a tabletop. Maybe taking your hips from one side to the other. All right, you guys. Coming into our first side plank. We are going to shift our weight into our left hand, taking our right leg behind us. Seeing where we are at here. Really making sure our wrist is underneath of our shoulder, making sure our knee is underneath of our hip. So pushing back, keeping that right leg, that top leg active, keeping everything really active. Lengthen through the torso, push the crown of the head towards the front of the room and the tailbone towards the back. We're going to inhale, lifting our right arm towards the ceiling, shifting our gaze towards the ceiling, smiling. Long inhales and exhales. Stay firm through everything that is in towards the mat and lifting up with everything that is not. Maybe inhaling, taking that right leg up, pushing the heel towards the back of the room. Continue to find steadiness here, breathing gently in and out. Staying focused, staying in control, accepting where you are at today, even if your leg is not lifted. Maybe you're trying and you're wobbling, and that's okay too. That means you're growing. Wobbling equals growth, in my opinion. So one more inhale, really push up towards the ceiling with your fingertips. Exhale, setting that foot down if you lifted it. Inhale, we're going to lift our torso up. So really firming in to the right leg here, using your core to lift your torso up. Coming into gate pose. Inhaling, lifting that left arm to the sky. Exhale, maybe taking your right arm a little bit further down your leg. Still lifting up through the left arm, trying to touch the ceiling with our fingertips. Lifting up through this left side body here. Exhale, maybe lean just a little bit further, but still trying to keep that left arm shooting up, keeping that long line all the way. Really feeling it in the torso, really trying to keep your tailbone pushing towards the ground and your crown of the head up. Sorry. Exhale, taking it slowly back down, really controlling it through the low core, keeping your low ribs in, and taking it back down to tabletop. Nice job, you guys. Taking the hips back and forth. On any of these side planks, any planks that you're doing, feel free to make it harder for yourself by lifting both legs up. So not having a knee to support you. So coming into the other side, we're going to firm our right hand into the ground, firm our right knee into the ground, taking our left leg out long, firming our foot into the ground, finding that nice long length through the spine, pushing up out of the right hand, pushing down with the right knee. Inhale, sending our left arm up to the sky, trying to keep our torso in line with the front of the room, not just turning open and making this really easy, but really trying to square our hips, square our torso towards the front of the room, just turning our gaze up. Breathing here, staying steady, trying to keep our low ribs, low core in. Everything's active, everything's working. Inhale, lifting that right leg to the sky if you'd like, or that left leg to the sky. And as always, you guys, either make this easier or make this harder. We can take our right knee out behind us, our right shin out behind us for more of a kickstand. That can make this a little easier. One more inhale, get really long, push up towards the ceiling. Exhale, setting our foot back down, coming up into gate pose. Inhale up, taking the torso up. Maybe the shin is behind you for some more stability. Actually, it's probably a good idea that you do that. Sorry, I didn't mention it before. I'm a terrible yoga teacher. Inhaling that right arm up. Exhaling, taking that left arm just further down the left leg. Feeling that stretch in the side body. Exhale, leaning just a little bit further towards the left leg, still shooting the right arm up towards the sky. One more inhale, press down to lift up. Exhale, taking it back down to tabletop slowly with control. And just taking your hips from side to side. Maybe taking it back for a child's pose for a second. Wherever you are, whenever you are ready, taking it into some cat-cows, cow-cats. Inhale, cow. Lifting up through your tailbone, lifting up through the crown of your head, lowering the belly. Exhale, curl from the tailbone to the top of the spine, cat. Reversing that motion. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Pushing your tailbone down, pushing your crown down. A few more of those on your own. Moving with your own breath, articulating your spine. One more cow. Really trying to pull the shoulder blades together. Exhale, cat. Pulling the shoulder blades away, pushing through the ground, rounding the spine. And coming back into a neutral spine. Not down, not up, but really keeping your foundation nice and solid. Core and ribs, don't forget about them. We're going to thread the needle just like we did on our bellies. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle through underneath of your left armpit, coming down onto our shoulder, maybe taking our left arm overhead and breathing into this shoulder stretch. Maybe inhaling that left arm and exhale, taking it to the tailbone, opening up to the chest, opening up to the side body. Inhale, pushing through that left hand, bringing that right arm back overhead. Exhale to a tabletop. Coming into the next side, firming the right hand into the ground, lifting up from the left. Exhale, sending that left arm through the right, coming down onto our left shoulder, taking our right arm overhead if you'd like. Trying to keep our hips square to the mat as much as possible. If you open up a little bit, it's not the end of the world. Just kind of do what feels good for your body in these poses. Rules matter, but sometimes you just gotta like feel it out, you know? Maybe you lifted that right arm on an inhale, exhale, took it back to the tailbone. And then bringing the right arm back down, inhaling, bringing that left arm up, and exhale, tabletop. Taking it up to forward fold, stepping both legs up, firming your feet into the ground, maybe pedaling out the heels just a little bit. And then inhaling to a halfway lift, firming your hands into your shins and just kind of making a nice line with your body here. I like to call it, I don't know, it's not quite the number 7, but kind of looks like a number 7. So pointing your tailbone towards the back of the room and your crown forward. This is a halfway lift, inhaling. Exhale, leading with your chest, bending your knees, forward fold. Gently this time. This is our first one. Acknowledging where you are at today. Taking that motion a few times, inhaling to a halfway lift, straightening the legs. Exhale, bending the knees and gently folding forward. So if you just have a really big bend in your knees the whole time and your spine is really straight, that is where I want you to live today. That is beautiful. And forward folds can be really difficult, and they're a lot of hamstring work. There are a lot of, upper body work that a lot of people don't realize or recognize. But be gentle with yourself today and acknowledge that you don't know everything yet, and that's okay. Like, yoga is a journey and it's somewhere to aspire to. So don't get down on yourself. Don't be upset if this just isn't working for you today. Be gentle with yourself and just accept it. That's okay. Inhale to a halfway lift, straightening our legs. Exhale, folding. Just learn from every pass, from every breath that we do, every movement that we make, we learn from it. So inhaling up, flattening our back, trying to pull our shoulders away from our ears. Exhaling, folding forward, bending the knees. So keep that movement going with your own breath on your own time. And just focus on these movements. Focus on making them correct for your body today. One more inhale and exhale. We'll meet in forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep your arms to the sky, slowly articulating your spine, head and neck last. Exhale, folding forward, bending your knees. Inhale, straighten your legs, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, circle sweep arms to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms together and meeting at heart center. Keep that motion going, bending your knees. Inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, generous bend in the knees. Inhale to a halfway lift, weight in the toes, spine long. Exhale, bend in the knees, forward fold. Nice, long, slow movements here, you guys. Inhale, circle sweep arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Exhale. Inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive towards the ground. Bend in the knees, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep arms to the sky. Exhale, take it to angel wings, half angel wings, pointing the elbows towards the ground, lifting up through the chest. Inhale one more time, slight back bend. Exhale, release to Tadasana. Pointing our tailbone towards the ground, shooting up energy out through the crown of the head. Palms faced forward, feeling all four corners of our feet into the mats. So what I mean by that is think of your foot like you would a fitted, sheet. So if you fit a fitted sheet around your foot, that's all four corners of the foot. Try to press all of your foot into the ground. Nice. Feel that solidity, feel that foundation that you've created. So shooting that energy, bending the knees, taking the energy up on an inhale, all the way from your legs, all the way up through your pelvis, all the way up through your torso, all the way up through the crown of your head. Exhale, firm yourself into the mat. Feel that energy. Tadasana. Inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward, bending the knees. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, firm your hands into the ground. Step your right foot back to a low lunge. Now, what I want to kind of practice here is trying to step back to our downward facing dog. So firming, feel how whenever you push your hands into the mat, like you would a cow, or a cat-cow pose in a cat, where you're rounding the spine here, you're pushing through your hands to round the upper back. Think of that motion here when we step our foot back. So inhaling, pressing into the mat, exhaling, we're really pushing through our hands, we're picking up our knee, our foot, and drawing our knee in. So if we're just here right now, feel what that feels like and how the lower core has to compress to make that happen. That compression is so key to so many yoga poses. You have no idea. So that motion alone, that compression motion, taking that knee up and into your chest and setting it back down into down dog, that motion alone is going to be so beneficial in the long run. So if you can get that right here and right now, or just accepting where you are at today and knowing that's something you need to grow on, it's awesome. So we're in our low lunge with our right knee back, our right leg back, pressing into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, draw your knee in, pressing back, taking the hips back into a downward facing dog. Pedaling out our feet. So if this is you today, go ahead and look at the screen and look at what I look like. If this is you today, this is what your down dog looks like. I invite you to just bend your knees and lift your toes. So my back now from that motion is straightening my spine, and that's exactly what I want in a downward facing dog. So knees straight, legs straight in a downward facing dog is going to be the last thing that ever happens for you, okay? Like most people never set their heels on the ground, and that is okay. But the benefit here is happening in the spine, it's happening in the back, it's happening in the arms and the shoulders, okay? So think about rotating your shoulder or your armpits towards your pinky side. So trying to swing your armpit towards your pinky and see what happens in your shoulders. So pedaling out our feet here in down dog. If this is too much for you, just take it down to a tabletop. More than welcome, anytime. Today we're going to be working on, I'm so excited, upward facing dog, which I'm totally confident that you guys can do. So from our down dog, wherever you are at today, we're going to inhale to plank. Inhale, really pushing through our hands, pointing our heels towards the back of the room. We are in plank. Hello. So if you can do a chaturanga, that's cool, but I'm here for the people that can't. I'm going to set down my knees, keeping my torso nice and long. Exhaling, I'm going to push forward and lower down to the mat. Okay? So instead of lowering all the way down to the mat, what we are going to do instead is when we push down halfway, which you can totally do this, push down halfway, exhale, push down, hugging our elbows into our torso. We're going to push our feet, the tops of our feet into the mat and lifting our knees off the ground. So see what happens with your upper chest. Try to pull your shoulder blades in the back together, and that opens up through the chest. So thinking cow-cat again, we're thinking cow this time. So opening up through the chest, lowering the belly, picking up our knees, and really firming our feet into the ground. Pointing up through the crown of the head and down with the tailbone. And set it back down. Maybe taking it to child's pose for a second. It's a lot of weight in the wrists, I know. So go ahead and just spin those out. Take some nice gentle movements, some nice circling with the wrists. Up dog is deceptively difficult, okay? It's one of those poses that just can be really hard for a lot of people, and honestly, it's kind of hard for me sometimes because my torso is very long and my arms are very short. So if that is the case for you and you want to use blocks for this situation, by all means, feel free to do that. You'll feel more of a lift through your chest, and maybe this will be more accessible to you. So from child's pose, coming back into tabletop, we're going to take it back down into our up dog. So inhale, firming into our tabletop. Exhale, leaning forward and taking our chaturanga. Lifting back up. Inhale, flipping our feet. Up dog. Pulling our chest through. Exhale, set your knees down. Take it back to a child's pose. So wherever you are at in up dog today, if that's not something that is accessible or something that you even want to do, or even, I don't know, wherever you are at in your practice today, just acknowledge where you are at and appreciate it, because your journey is just getting started, and that's really cool. Enjoy the journey. The journey is what matters, especially in yoga, you guys. Coming back up to our tabletop, we're going to tuck our toes and take it back down to down dog. Hips up and back, pedaling our feet out, keeping our back nice and straight. Inhale, we're going to take our left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog, trying to keep our hips pointed down. Exhale, bringing our knee in towards our chest and setting it up into our low lunge. So if you're not there yet today, feel free to take your left arm and just help your leg up like that. So just grab onto it and pull it all the way up. So if you are inhaling three-legged dog and exhaling only to here, just grab it and pull it up. But Our point is to try to keep our knee hugged into our chest, hugged into our torso, really compressing and contracting our low core to pull our knee up and through our hands into a low lunge. So accept where you are at today. Enjoy the process. Don't get upset if that's not accessible to you today. That's okay. So inhale, stepping up to the top of our mat. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Hips up and back. Tailbone pressing towards the ceiling. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back to a low lunge. Trying again. Inhale, press your hands into the mat. Send your knee into your chest. And exhale, step it to a down dog. Inhale to plank. Roll yourself forward. Exhale, knees down, and lean forward. Take the chaturanga. Inhale back up. And we're going to flip our feet. We're going to press up into our up dog. Opening up through the chest, pushing down through the feet. Taking a couple inhales and exhales here. Really pushing through our hands. Taking a micro bend to your elbows. One more inhale. Send your breastbone up to the sky. Exhale, take it back down to child's pose, curling your hips back. Take a couple inhales and exhales here, rocking the hips back and forth. Coming into stillness. Maybe taking your hands behind you, grabbing onto your heels, pulling yourself into a tight little ball. And letting your shoulders and hands go. Just taking some nice deep breaths here. Good job today, you guys. Introducing new poses is never easy, but I know you guys are awesome. And if you just really hate up dog and it really hurts your wrists, or it's just, not for you, you're always welcome to just take cobra. Baby cobra, big king cobra, whatever you'd like. I don't like king cobra. Not yet, anyway. It's not accessible to me. And I accept that. Nice. Okay. Now that we're nice and relaxed, nice, feeling good, taking it back up to our tabletop. This is where the real fun comes in today, you guys, and I'm really pumped. That first one was a surprise pose, but the second one is the real surprise pose. So, sitting back on your heels just for a second and checking me out. Check me out, you guys. How's it going? We're going for headstand today. Now, don't laugh. Don't turn me off. Don't do that, okay? That's exactly why I didn't tell anyone. It's exactly why I didn't say anything, because I totally believe in every single one of you, and headstand is not as hard as you think it is. It's all in your mind. It's getting upside down is so freaky for people. But here's the thing. You guys have already done inversions. Down dog is an inversion. That's what's so cool. You've already done an inversion. Your heart was, or your head was over your heart. That's exactly what an inversion is. So most people are so scared of getting upside down, which is valid. I understand. I totally get that. Not everybody has a gymnastics background, and that's okay. But headstands are totally accessible, you guys. You guys can totally do these. Anybody can do these. I've seen a wider range of bodies do these. Anybody can do these, okay? So we're just going to practice them today. You don't even have to lift up into one, but it's going to give you the foundation to be able to do one. So tabletop, starting in tabletop. Come on, guys, you can do this. Like, don't be afraid. Just, let's do this. We can do it. Coming down onto our forearms. I like to have my hands clasped. So take it, if you did this with your arms and you were able to clasp onto your elbows like in ragdoll pose, for instance, that's exactly where your arms should be. So clasping them overhead, like so, and then just putting your head in between your forearms. So moving your hips up if you have to, wherever you get where you can put your head on the ground. So kind of centrally located and squeezing your forearms in towards your head. So really gripping with your hands clasped together. Now here we are. We're upside down. We're in an inversion. Technically, we are in an inversion. All right. So now what I want you guys to start thinking of, again, is the cat-cow spine. So whenever we're in cat, we're kind of, our bellies are dropped, right? But in cow, our bellies are dropped, but in cat, we're lifting up, we're pushing through our arms, right? So take a few of these motions here and see what happens when you engage your arms like you would in a forearm stand or a forearm plank. See what that feels like. Really pushing into your forearms and kind of coming more onto your head, bringing more weight onto your head. So just a few cat-cows here, moving with your breath. Inhale, dropping your belly. Exhale, pushing through your forearms, pushing more weight into your head. And then just a few more of these. And see what that feels like. There shouldn't be any uncomfortableness in your neck. You're not like putting all this crazy weight on your head or neck. That's not what's happening. But we're really evenly distributing our weight through our forearms and our head and our arms. And we're controlling everything with our core at all times. All right, so now we've done that a few times and we're comfortable, right? Yes, okay. So now we are going to lift up, tuck our toes, and we're going to just hover our knees off the ground, okay? So inhale down. Exhale, push your knees off the ground, push into your toes, coming up onto your head just a little bit more. Inhale back down into cow. Exhale, pushing through your arms, pushing your knees off the ground. Now maybe you're like, Shea, okay, yeah, I can do that. I can do this. And exhale, take your feet out just a little bit further. Okay? Hey, look at that. You are halfway to a headstand. Put your knees back on the ground, rocking your hips from side to side. I just got a weird hip cramp. Inhale, get ready to come up, dropping the belly. Exhale, firming through the arms, firming through the toes. Maybe straightening the legs, maybe walking the toes in just a little bit. One more inhale here, really pushing the tailbone towards the back or the top of the room. Exhale, tightening your core, tightening your low ribs. And setting your knees back down. I got to eat some of my shirt there. Taking it back down to a child's pose for just a second. We're going to try this again, you guys. Now that we're a little less afraid. That wasn't so bad, right? Like, come on. That wasn't so bad. Now that you've got your breath again, bring that awareness back into your body, back into the breath, movement, breath, all that jazz. Coming back onto your tabletop if you'd like to get your position right again. And then coming onto your forearms, taking your head in between your forearms, maybe walking your knees in a little bit. My torso is really long, you guys. My legs are short. So, finding that cat-cow again. Inhale, dropping the belly. Exhale, pushing through the arms, pushing through the head. Inhale, drop the belly. Feel the core work, you guys. The core should not be neglected here. Inhale back down. Exhale. Tucking the toes. Inhale. Dropping the belly. Exhale, pushing into the toes, lifting the knees, maybe walking the feet out or the feet in. Maybe you've gotten to here and you're like, okay, cool. If not, keep cat-cowing, keep pressing into the head and bringing the hips up closer to the ceiling with every exhale. So inhaling down, exhaling up. Inhaling down, exhaling up.
So if you've gotten to this point, you're like, okay, yeah, let's do this. Take one foot up at a time and just maybe test your balance a little bit. And taking that down, taking the other side. Nice. Taking it back down, bending the knees, and taking it to a child's pose. Maybe you're already headstanding and you're really good at that, and you just did that the whole time. I love that. But for those of us maybe working on that and trying to get the right muscles working, or maybe not be so afraid of being upside down, just don't fear, you guys. Like, this is totally acceptable, and whenever you fall, if ever you start doing that, which will be inevitable if you want to do stuff like this, just gotta learn to fall safely, which I might even make a video about, just falling safely. Reconnecting with our breath, reconnecting with our breathing. Nice long inhales, nice long exhales. Whatever happened there, just let it go. It's done. Accept how far you came today and be proud of it. You didn't even get past the first step. I mean, you got on your head today, and maybe you've never done that before, and that's a cool step. So just be thankful for that and just accept with kindness, with gratitude, what your body is capable of doing. Together, let's take some big inhales and exhales. So inhale through your nose, fill all the way up into your belly, into your pelvis. Exhale, push it out your nose. Feel your low belly sink in. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and walk yourself back onto your belly, laying yourself out long. Coming into Sphinx pose today, like you would a forearm plank, taking your arms out in front of you, making sure that your elbows are 90 degrees underneath of your shoulders. And start taking your shoulders down away from your ears and lifting up through the crown of your head. Every inhale, get really big and tall. Every exhale, sink a little bit further into this pose. Inhale, pushing into the mat with your hips and with your feet, with your elbows. Grow tall. And exhale, sink your hips into the ground and lift up through your breastbone. Trying to take your shoulder blades down, away from your ears, pointing the tips of them down your back. And feeling that nice long curve in your spine. Taking 2 more breaths here. Really try to get long, really try to press into the mat. Keeping that lift, keeping that press, and keeping that connection to your core. One more inhale, fill all the way up. And exhale, release down to the mat. Inhale, coming back up, bringing your hands in front of you. We're going to exhale into forearm plank, pushing through your elbows, lifting through your hips, taking your heels
spiking them behind you. Feeling that lift in your core, keeping that connection to the breath, pointing your tailbone towards the back of the room and your crown towards the front. Nice long breaths, pushing your hands and forearms and elbows into the mat. Keeping that nice lift through the back, trying to take your shoulder blades apart. Relax your face. Try to make this look easy. One more inhale, get really long through your torso. Exhale, release down to the ground, all the way, rolling slowly down. And taking our hands out to goalpost arms again. Pressing into our left shoulder, taking our right hand, or taking our right foot up behind us, and trying to connect your right foot to your left elbow. So twist. Feeling the side body open, the right side body. Every inhale, try to get longer, trying to push everything into the mat. Every exhale, release. Feeling the softening of your muscles. One more inhale, press into the ground. And exhale, gently take your lifted leg back towards the ground. Coming into the other side, lifting your left leg up, pressing into your right arm, your right shoulder, trying to connect your left foot with your right elbow, twisting through the left side body. Trying to press your shoulders into the mat. Feel yourself wringing out like a rag. One more inhale, press into the ground. Exhale, slowly release, taking the lifted leg back towards the earth. Rolling to supine or on our backs, taking your hair out if you'd like. I know I am. It's so annoying. I'm so annoyed by the littlest things. It's so silly. Taking your arms out to a T, palms facing up, bringing our knees into our chest. Gently rock back and forth just to make sure your low back is connected to the mat, keeping a flex in your feet. Inhale, press into the mat. Press your knees up towards your chest. Exhale, taking your knees to the left, looking out towards your right arm, and twisting. I'm just setting your legs on the ground. And a passive twist here, you guys. You don't have to keep this active. Shoulders trying to press into the mat. Connect to your core. Inhale, push your low back into the mat, coming back through center. Exhaling to the right side, trying to keep your shoulders on the mat. And then just releasing your legs to the right side, turning your gaze towards the left. And feeling the twist. And your next inhale, connect to your core, press your low back into the mat, and bring your legs back through center. Hug your knees into your chest. One more big inhale. Get really big, get really long. And exhale. Take your arms out to the side. Flap your legs out to the side. Maybe press into your arms to really shimmy your shoulders under your back. And lay here, neutral spine, allowing your low back just to decompress. Noticing what your breath is doing. And then slowly start to deepen. Turning to your intention today. On every breath, think, I am. On every exhale, think kind, think capable, think accepting. Whatever you'd like to use today. Inhale, I am. Get really big, fill all the way up. Exhale, your intention. Continue to connect with that I am statement, focusing on your breaths, focusing on keeping them really long. If your mind starts to wander, continue with the I am statement of affirmation. Relax your face, relax your jaw, relax the tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Continue to breathe. Just continue staying here with your eyes closed. That affirmation in mind, I'm going to read you this. I'm only human, so I'm allowed to make mistakes. I believe in myself and my abilities to succeed. I love and approve of myself no matter any external validation. I am proud of myself and all of my accomplishments. I recognize my strength and celebrate all that I have overcome. I have the power to change my life story. I am unique, and that is my gift. I accept and approve of myself unconditionally. I know in my heart I am always enough. I deserve to give myself love, compassion, and empathy. I am complete and lovable, even with my imperfections. I choose to be kind to myself and to others. So, whatever you had in your mind today, whatever thoughts, whatever feelings, whatever you felt, every one of those things is valid. But just know that you can accept yourself the way you are, the way you come to the mat, and whatever you bring to it, that's okay. And it's okay with me, so it should totally be okay with you. Thank yourself for showing up today. Give yourself the opportunity to pat yourself on the back and say, good job. You did some really cool stuff today. And whenever you're ready, roll over to one side or the other and slowly push up to sit with your head and neck last. And I just want to say thank you so much again for showing up for me, for yourself. The light in me sees the light inside of you. Namaste. Woo woo. Nice job, you guys. We did it. Another one. I'm so excited and I'm so proud of you. Please let me know how you liked that. Any feedback is always welcome. Always appreciate you guys, and I will see you on Friday.